Hi there, boys and girls. We're going to go ahead and start social studies. For today, for social studies, we are on week 13 of the Studies Weekly magazine. You'll see this big word here down at the bottom. It says globes, and you'll see a picture of these students and a teacher looking at the thing that we call a globe. So we're going to read and learn more about globes and maps today. This is a very important skill to be able to go through life with. So this is going to be especially important and especially fun, I think. Also, in addition to your week 13, you're going to need a glue stick and a pair of scissors. If you have kid-sized scissors, I would recommend using those. They're just easier for smaller hands to be able to cut things. So, scissors and glue. I'm putting these off to the side right now because I do not need them yet. Make sure you're following along with me today, because if you don't, I don't want you to make a mistake and then have to take a picture of the wrong thing on Seesaw for your teacher to see, because we don't want that. Then she has to send it back to you and ask you to fix it. Let's do it right the first time, so make sure you're following along with me today. Pause me if you need to go get any of those materials. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we have these things called globes. Globes are round models of the earth. Globes show us where water, that's the blue, and the land, that's the greenish, orangish colors you see on that globe, are located. It shows us where things are. They show us where countries are located. Okay, our country, do you remember what country we live in? It's called the United States, or sometimes we call it America, or the US, or the USA. It has lots of different names. That is our country. So a globe will show where countries are. Now when we open up our magazine, we'll see something called a map. Okay, and way up here at the top, I love this word, map skills. Using a map is a skill that you need to have. It's something that you'll get better at the more you practice, and today we are going to practice a little bit. Now, so that you can see my whole page, I'm going to go ahead and say bye-bye to myself on the camera, and we'll continue on in just our magazine. All right. So, we have maps. Let's see if there's a difference between a map and a globe. Maps are flat drawings of the earth. Maps show us where places are. Maps tell us how to get to different places. Okay. There are also different types of maps. There are different kinds of maps. One kind of a map is a physical map. Another kind of map is a political map. Now, we're going to need to know the difference between those, don't you think? Physical and political maps. Physical maps are drawings of land and water. Okay, so physical map, the only thing you're going to see is maybe some greenish color for the land and blue for water. A political map shows us cities and towns. So it's going to tell you more specific things. It's going to tell you where a certain city is or a certain town is. It might even tell you where a certain landmark is. Okay? So we can take a peek at this map and decide, do you think it's a physical map? Is it only showing land and water? Or is it a political map? Can you see different states' names or cities and towns' names in this map? We can't. I only see a bunch of green for land, and all this blue out here means there's water. And also, our title says Physical Map of the United States. So this is a physical map. It's showing where the land and water is. Now, aside from all this big ocean water on the outside, we see a little key over here. We'll talk about it. But we see more dark blue over here around Michigan, where we live. It shows where there is still water, but these are lakes. Okay, and we have these skinny light blue lines moving through the map as well, which says over here are rivers. Okay, so let's take a peek at our different parts of the map. First, we have the map title. That's what I just read to you. Physical Map of the United States. Just like a book, maps have a title. The title of a map tells us what the map is about. Okay, so this title told us it's a physical map. It's going to show us land and water of the United States. This is the place that it's showing, the United States. Okay, then we talked just briefly about a key. The key explains the symbols and colors on a map. A key helps us find places on a map. So, for instance, it shows us one of those little squiggly lines that's also in the map showing rivers. It's labeled, it says rivers. Then you have this little inside picture of this darker, almost bumpy looking land, okay? And that means when you see those bumps that you see mountains on the map. So can you find any of those bumpy areas of the map where there are mountains? There's one big one over here that's all very bumpy. And I see some more bumpies over here on the side and even some over here. But this stuff in the middle, look at that. No mountains in there. Okay, and then we have the little dark blue. The dark blue sections are lakes. Okay, the light blue on the outside, those are oceans. And then these little dark blue ones are showing us big lakes. Okay, and the last part of a map, called a compass rose. Maps have a compass rose. That's this thing. A compass rose shows the cardinal directions. North, south, east, and west. You've probably heard of north, south, east, and west. Okay, and this compass, the compass rose, shows us which direction is north. Look, you see the N for north. There's an N for north. There's an S for south. See how it's pointing down? So anything down on this map is the south. So down here, the bottom of the country, this is the south part of our country. If the farther we go up, we're going north. Okay, this is the northern part of our country. And then we also have our side-to-side cardinal directions. West. Okay, we saw mountains over here on the west side. It points left. And east. We also saw some mountains on the east side of the country. The cool things about maps and cardinal directions is no matter which way you turn this map, north is always going to be going the same way on the map. Okay, I might turn it upside down. East is still going to be over here, the east side, because see it pointing with the E? Okay, those cardinal directions never change no matter which direction your map is in. Okay, all right, now it's our turn to practice together. Get my camera out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and look at the back. We're going to practice using that compass rose. We're going to practice using those cardinal directions. Let's read our directions. Cut out the pictures. Follow the directions and use the compass rose to glue the pictures in the correct place on the map. Okay, so let's see. It looks like we have a police station, a playground or a park, and a fire station. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a minute. I'm going to give you just a minute to grab those scissors. Okay, I'm going to grab mine too, and we're going to cut out these 3 pictures. Okay, I'll give you about a minute to do it. It shouldn't be too long. I know you're probably thinking, I'm cutting up my magazine, but it's okay. You're actually not going to be cutting up the map part at all, which is good. And cut that out. Okay, there they are. Just going to cut off this little thing so it doesn't bother me. And then I also need to cut on these 2 dotted lines as well. 1, 2. And when you're finished, just go ahead and put your scissors down and lay out those pictures. Maybe just off to the side. Open that up so that little part doesn't bother me either. So that you can see those pictures. And we're going to find out where we need to put these pictures on our map. I already see, oh, what is this place here you already see on the map? You see it? It's a little school, isn't it? It's got the school bus. Okay, we're going to be using this thing up here. Remember, the compass rose. We're going to be using this to help us put these places in the right spot on the map. Our first direction says to put the police station north of the school. Ooh, okay, north. Which way is north? Am I going to go up, down, left, or right? Where do you see the word north? It starts with a N. I see north up here. Where is its arrow pointing? It's going up. So on my map, I'm going to find the school. Put your finger on the school. Now you tell me north goes up. Okay? So from the school, we're going to go up. Ready? Zoop. There we go. We don't want it right in the street, so we're going to cross the street. But right here is north of the school. So what are we going to put there? Put the police station. Good. So find your picture of the police station. Okay, get your glue. Turn it over. Put some glue on the back of my police station here. And I'm going to put it to the north of my school. Good job. Okay. Mrs. Garris is going to get a marker and check. So we know we did that step. Now we have 2 left to do. The next step says put the park east of the police station. Okay? Put the park east of the police station. So which picture do we want? Top or bottom? We want our park, the bottom one. I'm going to just set it right here so I remember which picture I'm using. Put the park east of the police station. So you see east starts with an E. Okay, look at your compass rose. Where is east? Here's east. That arrow is pointing to the right. It's going this way. Okay, so let's go to the police station and let's go in the direction that the east arrow is pointing. Skirt. There we go. Across the street, there is east of the police station. Good. Notice how I didn't do it from the school that time because it in my directions said from the police station. We have to make sure we keep our landmarks straight. Go ahead, it might be a little easier just to put a little glue down on there first. And then put my park down. There we go. Now we can cross off our second and we have 1 more to finish up. Great job following along with me, boys and girls. Last says, put the fire station, that's what we have left, south of the park. So here's the park. Put the fire station south of the park. Okay, let's look at our directions. South starts with an S. South. Which direction is the south arrow pointing? Is it going up, down, left, or right? You see it here? It's pointing down. Okay, so we're going to go to our starting point, the park, and we're going to go down. And look, really the only space we have left, right? We go south of the park and we find this nice empty space for our police station. Awesome. Now if you've been awesome, focused, and engaged with me during this whole video, then guess what? Your social studies is done for the day. All you have to do now is go to Seesaw and take a photo to show your teacher that you followed along and you used that compass rose today to learn some new cardinal directions. You did an awesome job with me. And like I said, just go ahead and to Seesaw now and show your teacher that you finished the activity with me.